Cartesia builds voice models designed for production, paired with Twilio, to deliver reliable, low-latency AI conversations.
Hey, I'm Karan. I'm the CEO and one of the co-founders at Cartesia. We are a company that's building voice AI models and systems. So we're helping developers and businesses automate conversations at scale using our platform.
When people think about voice AI, what do you think they usually miss?
I think what a lot of folks are maybe not thinking as much about is what does it take to deliver at scale to you when you're talking to customer support on the phone, getting your after visit care as a patient at a hospital. So I think that the scale and the infrastructure that's required to deliver that scale, I think is something that's often not visible. How do I make sure that if 1 million people call in, they all get the same experience? The AI responds to you quickly at low latency, and the experience feels natural. A second delay can have an impact on a conversation, right? Like if you pause too long, somebody can think, oh, they're not on the phone anymore, I should hang up. So these are the types of things that are small, but they have a big impact.
What did you focus on building differently from the start?
We kind of view this as a interlocking problem. Like it's a problem at many layers of the stack. You need AI models that are natural, high quality, and can speak and listen to your users to even begin to build these systems. I think there's the model, there's the infrastructure, there's the inference. How do you run this on GPUs? How do you make sure that if 1 million people call at the same time, you have the right systems to route their requests to the right place? How do you make sure you're highly available to those users? How do you actually serve this cheaply, right? Efficiency is super important. And then ultimately it's about like a product that businesses can use. Because for us, our customer is a business that's thinking about this problem and needs to solve it. And so it's not just enough to say, here's the infrastructure. It's also important to say, well, here's how you build the use case with it. Here's how you solve your problem end to end. And when we were thinking about Cartesia, we were like, we need to be the company that can solve these real-time systems. There's been sort of a renaissance of what the latest technology is. The whole tech stack has changed. How you deliver this to customers has changed. People used to engineer these systems all the way from the ground up. Now, you use deep learning to solve that problem. You use data. Data is the input now. So if you're working on legacy systems, I think you're really shortchanging yourself. You're not really giving yourself the opportunity to embrace the technology fully.
Why was Twilio the right foundation to bring line voice agents into real production environments?
Twilio is central to this world, actually. So I think one thing that's great about Twilio is they've, the company has been able to innovate across multiple generations of the technology. Great infrastructure is invisible, right? Very early days of the company, we were trying to get our voice models to talk on the phone. And as a developer, it's the fastest way to get onboarded, right? If I want to get a phone call from an AI bot and I want to do it in 10 minutes, that's the way to do it. We really need to be able to deliver the technology real time. The connectivity is super important. How do you make sure that you can run this workload real time? It stays up all the time. Nothing goes wrong. You can provision numbers. You can make sure that, if you're a business, you can do that easily. AI companies like us aren't really experts in any of that infrastructure, right? So I think partnering and being able to solve those problems together is super important. The best case is always when the people using Twilio don't have to think about Twilio because it's just running incredibly well at scale. It's a model for how to build a great company.